Hey guys, I did. If you just saw the video I was posted before, that was me, Jake, and Sam, and I going to Superman at midnight. We had a few people I ran into and some guys behind me, so I had to kind of cut it short because I kind of didn't want the bugging Jake about it. So I cut it off short, and the movie's about to start anyway, so kind of did. We got there a little bit early, and I was like, "Hey, can I record this?" And like, not yet. So I went. So I just started doing it, and they're like, "Oh, fine." So I started the thing. I was trying to do it, and Sam was just like, "Eh." So I don't know. I was like making Sam awkward. So I tried changing the conversation. So the conversation was kind of it was everywhere, but well, Jake actually talked about a lot of things, and you know, Jake talked about some good things. We talked about some good things. Sam didn't talk about anything besides Pokemon, and some other things. But back to the point why I'm making this is my thoughts on Superman, the new Superman movie, Man of Steel. I thought it was really good. I mean, if you're not a big fan of Superman, or if you are a big fan of Superman, or if you don't even know who Superman is, this is a very good movie for you. There's a lot of little like thrown in things right there in the here and there. There is, well, obviously there's all the Kryptonian stuff it's thrown everywhere, but like there's little blips of things that's thrown here and there. If you watch the show Smallville, you're gonna get a kick out of this because there's a little blip, because as you know the name the town he lived in. So if you enjoy the show, if you join Smallville show, gonna enjoy this one. Chose an actor that actually kind of looks similar to who they had the actor as in Smallville, which is cool. Even though the end of Smallville is him getting his suit, so it's a little bit different, but just a bit, because it talks about what's going on in Krypton, him getting sent to Earth. Then it doesn't go through. I don't want to spoil anything. I'm not gonna try it. I'm trying not to spoil anything, but if it's a great movie, but it doesn't go through. Some people were thinking that it was like, oh, it's gonna be like the Smallville show, but like sped up, him going through all his ages. It's actually not. It actually goes straight into him being an adult, and then him having flashbacks that actually focus on that point of time to something else, and it shows you important experiences that he experienced when he was a child, when he was a toddler, when he was a middle schooler, when he was in high school, and when he was like in his college age. It was showing important parts that affected him, in the situation he's currently in, that reminds him of that. There's nice flashbacks, and it just brightens up what happens, and it's really good. So if you like the Smallville show, you're gonna like this. If you like Superman, you're gonna like this. The only thing is, this is kind of like a spoiler to you, but everyone knows Superman's powers. It's the reason why I don't like him, because he's got a power for everything. He's super fast. He's got super strength. He can fly. I think he can breathe in space, and he can also, oh, he went over super strength. He's got laser vision. He's got X-ray vision. But then and then he has super hearing. But there is another power that not a lot of people pick up on. It's one that's usually forgotten. Injustice actually put this power within a skill you can use. You actually can use his powers, all of his powers, I think, except the X-ray one and the breathing one. Those really don't matter. But you might be able to use the X-ray one. I think you actually do. I don't remember. I'm not very good, so I didn't get to use every single power. But there's ice breath. He has his ice breath, which I didn't read all the Superman comics. I read a few of them, but does he? Correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought he makes the Fortress of... Is it Fortress of Solitude when you have ice? Does he make it? I don't remember what it is. The Fortress of Solitude is probably one of the cooler things about the Superman story. But that's storyline comic stuff. But the movie's great. It's awesome, but he doesn't have his ice breath. That's a little bit of a spoiler, but like I mentioned before, a little bit of spoiling things, but he doesn't have his ice breath, and I'm like, yeah, I know it wasn't a cool power and that he didn't really use it that often, because it would have probably been an easier way out for some things, but he didn't use it that too often. Like his strength, his flight, and his hearing, and his laser vision, and his X-ray vision, but he didn't use his ice breath ever. He didn't use it once. Nothing. Not even a hint, not even a touch, nothing. Nothing. And I was just like, and at the end I was just like, I know what I was just talking about before the movie. His superpower of ice breath and no one cares about. They didn't even put it in the movie. I'm like, I don't even like Superman too much. I mean, he's cool and all. I'm like, he's awesome and everything. But I just don't like how he's like the ultimate guy and the only one that can ever defeat him is Doomsday, and then he finds a way to defeat Doomsday, and it's dumb that they took out that detail and that minor detail, and it's dumb for me because that minor detail of a character that I didn't know I even knew that well affected me so much through the movie, and it was bugging me the entire time. And then Lois is in it, and then she's just like, she pulls like Robin, like Dick Grayson Robin moves, where it's just like, what are you doing? And oh, it's just those moments. And then, but it was a good movie. It was really good. I know people are saying it's like movie, it's like a big blockbuster. Iron Man 3 I saw, and it came out a little while ago. And that's the Superman movie. Not Superman. That's the superhero. I can't talk. If you haven't noticed in the other videos, it's the superhero. One of the bigger superhero movies this year. There's Iron Man 3. There's the new Thor movie that's coming out. The new Captain America coming out. I'm excited for that because I've only met a few people that actually know the meaning to the title, Captain America: The Winter Soldier. I'm not gonna spoil it for people because I've already done that to too many people. And it kind of ruins the entire point of the movie. I'm so sorry to everyone that I've done that to, because I'm just like, do you even know who Winter Soldier is? They're like, it's Captain America. I'm like, no. Oh, whoops. Spoiler. That's a little spoiler thing, but sorry, that's late. It's not Captain America. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just gonna warn you. There's spoilers for tons of things. Again, I read the comics. I have like hundreds of Captain America comics, hundreds of Iron Man comics. I know. That's kind of like with the Iron Man 3 movie. Some people haven't seen it, so I don't want to say too much, but let's just say there's a twist at the end. And that twist threw me for a spin. I was just like, oh, that's different, and it's not like the comics, but it's cool and it's different, and I guess it's okay. But I was kind of disappointed, which made me sad. But the Superman movie, unlike the Batman movies they've been making, is actually pretty true to the story, except for minus the ice breath, to my knowledge. Remember, I'm not a big fan of Superman, so I can't say too much. It's not like the Batman series where the new Batman series with Christian Bale. Those ones are not entirely true to the series. Yes, Fox, like the characters and everything, but like Bane, he was cool and all, but he wasn't one I expected. Because in those movies they're taking a whole realistic spin to it. In Superman, they really couldn't. There's no way they could have. They took out Ice Breath, though, which made me sad. But yeah, it was a great movie. Is it gonna be Iron Man 3? Maybe. To me, it's because it was from my knowledge, it was more true to itself than Iron Man 3 was with the whole twist. Even though Iron Man 3 was a great movie, there's that movie. There's also the new Thor movie, which I'm not really informed about. I don't know too much about Thor. He's one of those characters I just never got into. I mean, he's cool and all. I like Thor. He's like one of my favorite Norse gods. But I never got into him. Like, I never got into the comics and the backstory, and then I never got into that. I tried watching the first Thor movie. I didn't like the first Thor movie that much. It was just, I didn't like it too much. It was probably one of out of all the Marvel movies I've seen, all the new ones, like the new, like not counting the old Hulks, not counting the old Spider-Mans, not counting the old Batmans. No, that's not a Marvel movie, that's DC. I'm sorry, that was my mistake. Out of all the old superhero movies, Thor did have an old one. Not counting all those, but all the new movies, Thor is probably one of my least ones right now. Well, Thor is a second. Below that's Green Lantern. I didn't like Green Lantern too much. I mean, it was cool and all, but I don't know. I remember what it was. It was cool and interesting, but it was just, it's different. And then, it was cool at the end. I'm just gonna say it because there's no way. If you haven't seen the Green Lantern movie, it came out a long time ago. You should go see it. But at the end, they reveal one of his arch nemesis, one of his arch nemesises, nemesi. I don't know what the word is. They revealed one of them at the end, and which is really cool. It's really interesting, and I like that part. That's another movie that they really couldn't make realistic. There were some points I didn't like, some points I did like. it's different. I was disappointed. I think it might have been shrouding my judgment. I was disappointed that he agreed to do that because he told all the fans after X-Men Origins, which is the Wolverine movie, which was pretty decent to the story until it hit a certain character. There's a certain character played by Ryan Reynolds. It was horrible. It was bad. He looked like Baraka from Mortal Kombat with laser eyes. It was bad. I was like, no. Me and my brother, that was like the worst one. Yes, he gets... things happen to him like that. Yes, but he doesn't turn into Baraka. I don't know who decided to do that. Wrong choice. And then Ryan Reynolds, after the movie, after hearing all the negative feedback, because everyone's like, it was a great movie until you hit that point. If you took that out, if you just took him out and made it better, it would have been a great movie. Because honestly, people saying he was Deadpool, that drew in half the people that watched that movie. Half the people were Wolverine. There's 3 people there. X-Men fans, the people that were just Wolverine fans, and then there was the Deadpool fans because they showed Deadpool in it. And I guess Gambit was kind of showed off a lot, so if you liked Gambit, you showed up too. But that portion, and even portions for the other ones, I was angry about it. My brother was furious. Because even afterward, they sold the actual, they sold the figure. They showed the one from the movie, and they showed the one that was actually from the comics. I was like, why? And they said it was from the movie. I'm like, it's not from the movie. You don't even have the costume in there. And you don't have, it's not his story, so why would you sell Deadpool's later story version of it? Which confused me. I'm sorry I started ranting about that, but he promised, oh my god, I'm horrible. I can't keep trail. I was talking about Superman. I'll get back to that in a second. Let me finish this thought. He promised the people that he was going to make a real Deadpool movie, like an Origins Deadpool movie, of the real Deadpool, which is hard to do because that is his origins, just not the way, it shouldn't have turned out that bad. And he didn't, and he got his head cut off, he killed him. Deadpool, well, actually at the end, if you watch at the end of the credits, again, another spoiler thing, but you've probably seen it by now, his lights turn back on, I think he puts his head back on himself, something stupid like that, which would mean he would have to have a brain function in his body, which is physically impossible, and Wolverine couldn't even do that. Yeah, so that's another thing. It was dumb, and he wanted to do that. He said, I promise you we're gonna do it. He never did. But the thing is, I don't think, well, I feel like he won't be able to now. One, because he's known as Green Lantern and such a big character that he won't be able to, and the only reason he was able to be Green Lantern is because when that happened, even though it was a pretty big character to the people, it was a minor character in that movie. And since they ruined it anyway, it didn't matter. So that sucks. I wish he would have been a great I think he would have been a very good Deadpool. There probably some other better choices, but he would have been a good one. And he knew he liked Deadpool and he wanted to do it, but he never did. And he probably won't be able to. But there's that new Deadpool game that looks awesome, and it looks awesome, and I can't wait for it to see if how it fully develops. But a fun fact before I get back to the Superman thing, Deadpool is actually a funny character for a reason. Not because the sarcastic characters like Spider-Man and such aren't awesome, but he's making fun of a DC character. If you take his picture, put it on one side of your computer, open another browser on the other side, Google Deathstroke or Slade, whoever you know him as. Slade's his real name. Deathstroke, he's in the new Batman Arkham Origins game. He was in Teen Titans. He's also, I think they reference him in Arkham City. Maybe he's in Injustice. He's Slade. He's Slade if you know him from Teen Titans, or he's Deathstroke if you know him from the comics or everything else. I don't know why he went by his first name instead of Deathstroke in Teen Titans. That's a good question I never have gotten answered yet. I don't know why he would use his first name if he has a villain name. I guess he didn't want him to know he was Deathstroke. But he also didn't. But then he used Slade, and they're like, oh, I can't find out who Slade is when Slade was a real person. So it couldn't have been that hard. Anyway, sorry, I get off track. Anyway, put a picture of his face right next to it. They kind of look the same, like the swords and the guns and everything. They're just a similar kind of character, except Deadpool could teleport. Deadpool's got powers. Deathstroke doesn't. But Deathstroke in the sense is Deadpool is actually a mock of Deathstroke. I don't know why they chose Deathstroke to mock. I don't know why they did that. It's funny though. I mean, Deadpool became his own character and he became cool and he became awesome. He grew a giant fan base, and he's sweet. He's got teleportation. He's got healing. He's got, I don't know what else he has. I think that's only, I think other than, I guess, accuracy. I don't know what other powers he has. If you know any other power, I mean, I'm not a big fan of him. My brother was a huge fan of him. If you have any things about him or any other characters that I've mentioned that I'm incorrect about, go and leave it in the comments and correct me, please, because I enjoy reading comments and learning about this stuff. Like, if you've seen a Superman movie and you're saying it's not completely true to this comic series, besides the Ice Wrath thing, go ahead and put it down below, because I'm not a big fan of, like, DC. The only DC character I've gotten too much into was Batman. There are a lot of cool characters, I just never took the time to get into them. Like, I watched the Justice League show, I watched all of it, because, well, it was cool. Except it had I can't remember his name. I've heard him as the Black Green Lantern, which is really bad, but I can't remember his name for the life of me. Because, he took over Hal Jordan's spot. There's I think there's 3 human Green Lanterns in the storyline, isn't there? 3, I think? There's at least 3. There's at least 2 for sure, but I think there's 3. You can also correct me on that. Back to Superman thing, it was a great movie. It was brilliant. Beautifully set. I couldn't think of any plot holes like that. There's no plot holes I could think of. It looked great. There's nothing at the end of the credits. I watched and stayed and watched. Hopefully, I was thinking like, oh, Crypto the Superdog's gonna show up. Nothing. I was thinking like something. Another question that raised. I don't know if you heard it in the other video or not. If this was later. Supergirl. Does anyone know the origin of Supergirl? If you do, please leave it down below in the comments. Like the true origins of her and like who she is, because I don't believe she's Kryptonian. I don't remember how she gets her powers or how she becomes the bee, or if she was like a clone that was turned into a female or something like that. I don't remember her origins, and we were curious, and none of us could think of it for the life of us. If you could help us out, please, thank you so much. For the Superman though, Superman movie, it was a great movie. The costumes were amazing. The origin story is great. It does a lot of explaining. It does it a lot for you, and it's just great. It's a great choice of actors, I think. Lois. Well, you know, Lois got captured all the time and everything, so this works. It's really good. Like, I can't, there's something I want to say, but I can't, because it's technically a spoiler, and I don't want to say that, since the movie just came out. There are a lot of things I can't say. I think it was a great movie. Highly recommend it. Is it a great blockbuster? Probably. It's a good blockbuster. So is Iron Man 3. So is probably any other superhero movies that are coming out this year. Is it going to be movie, like, of the year? Is it gonna win all these awards like Avengers did? I don't think so. I think with the new Captain America coming out, the new Thor, I don't know if the new Thor, new Captain America. I don't know what other movies are rumored about. People are rumoring Justice League. People are rumoring Wonder Woman. Which makes sense. I mean, I wouldn't understand why they would make a Justice League movie, but there are a lot of heroes in Justice League. It's not like Avengers where there's like 5 or 6 or a certain small amount of them. Speaking of which, I want if they're gonna do Avengers 2, which they might not because of Robert Downey Jr. not want to be Iron Man and stuff like that. Ant-Man, they have to add Ant-Man, Spider-Man, and Wolverine. Those are the characters they're missing. Right, I think that's all. Yeah, that's all the characters are missing in Avengers. If you didn't know that, those are the 3 characters. If you don't know who Ant-Man is, basically he's a scientist guy that wears like a machine that makes him go bigger or smaller. That's about it. You know who Spider-Man is. You know who Wolverine is. Anyway, back to what I was saying. Justice League isn't like the Avengers where it's got like 5, 6, 8. It's got that's a small team. Justice League is actually every single hero that assists. Like, what happens was they found that all these heroes across the world are dealing with their own areas, their own cities, and then sometimes the heroes will help each other and such. And they made a space station so then they can all assist globally. So all the heroes that accepted the choice joined the Justice League. Not everyone sits in the tower. I think only Martian Manhunter actually does sit there all day. That and a few other people that just work there and stuff, I guess. But yeah, Justice League was cool. There's Martian Manhunter. There's Hawkgirl. There's Green Arrow. There's all their sidekicks. Which, if you've seen the Young Justice show, which is like the Young Justice League, which is them training all their sidekicks together, and then and you see the progression of the Robins. I think they skip. I think they only have 2 Robins right now. I think they went to Dick Grayson, and they skipped all the Robins to the last one. That's not second to last one. They don't have. I mean, second to last one. They don't have Wayne. They don't have Damian Wayne. They went to third to last one. The one they use in the movie, which are making him all the Robins. Except for Damian Wayne, because Damian Wayne's Bruce's son. Anyway, sorry, that's a rant. Justice League. People are ruining that movie. I think they could be a good movie, but if they're gonna do it, don't base it off the Justice League show storyline. Choose a different storyline. Choose something that's not the Justice League show, because that's what I feel like they use Injustice for. Which I talked about in the Justice review, if you didn't. It reminded me a lot of a Justice League movie. I think it was the final 2 episodes of the last season, not last season. Not the first season. The first season was Martians, I believe, or second season. I think it might have been like the third or fourth season. First or second season is the Martian one. Anyway, it's one of the big old Justice League episodes. So that would be interesting. Wonder Woman, cool. All those characters, cool. But the thing is, they would have to do a lot of them to introduce you to them. So they might as well I think if they are going to do Justice League, they're going to do like the basis characters, which would be Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, which they've already done. Martian. Well, they don't need a Martian Man. Well, they could make it. I think people have rumored a Martian Manhunter movie. And the other Green Arrow. There's a Green Arrow show. I don't know what channel it's on, but it kind of looks cool. I think I've heard good things about it from people say good things about it. I don't know if it's true or accurate or not. The Flash. They need a Flash movie, and they need what's another main character they would need. They could make a Teen Titans movie. They won't do. One more final DC character that I can think of. I feel like I'm missing something. Who is it? Is there another one that can fly? No. I don't know. If I'm missing whoever, it's like the top people for Justice League, and I can't think of who the other ones are. Besides all those ones, because Flash, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, all the Green Lanterns technically. I don't know who it is. Go ahead and correct me if I'm down in the comments and stuff like that. Because I actually do read your comments, guys. Yeah. Oh my god. This is going to be like a 10-minute video, and it's like double the time already. So Superman, great movie. Highly recommend it. Please go watch it. It was awesome. If you haven't seen it already, if you're like, what are you talking about? Little hint things. They're little things that just fill you with glee on the inside. That kind of hint towards other things in the storyline. If you know the storyline of any way, shape, or form, or if you watch Smallville or anything, go ahead or go rewatch it so you can go see if you could catch. There's like one little thing I know of. I wish they would have shown Krypto to Superdog, though. Come on, Krypto. With Ace the Bad Hound. Anyway, thank you guys so much. For watching this video, this is my final ranking for a Superman movie. I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. It was pretty good. The ice breath thing, kind of bugs me. Lois Lane, Lois Lane doesn't know who he is. Here's one thing I'm gonna spoil for you. She knows who he is before he starts working at the planet. Before he starts working at the Daily Planet. And I don't think he knows that she knows that till later on. I think he starts working there and she doesn't know him till later on. At least I don't think she does. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's another thing that bugs me. But thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, 9 out of 10 for Superman. Please go watch it. I highly recommend it. Recommend it to your friends. And enjoy. It was a good movie. Just go ahead and leave me what your thoughts of it, or what you're thinking, if you're what your thoughts of it when you watch it, or what you're thinking it's gonna be like before you watch it. So thank you guys so much. Please leave, if you like this video, if you like me, just go ahead and click the like button down below. And if you have some spare time and you want to be nice, or if you like my videos, go ahead and click the subscribe button down below as well. So And I'm planning to see the Captain America movie. If I watch that Thor movie, I'd rather rewatch the first one because it was brutal. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy Thor. I don't enjoy Thor that much. He kind of gets on my nerves sometimes. I'm sorry. I'm gonna start ranting again. So before I start ranting again, I'm gonna sign off. So this is Lightning D27 signing off. Hey guys. Obviously you probably just watched the whole review thing. I'm gonna clip this in at the end. This is a little update of what I changed because after a while, it's been a while since it came out, probably like a week since it came out, and or a little over that maybe, and I've changed my thoughts on what I've thought about it. There are a few more complaints that I've discussed and I've looked into, and people have been asking me questions. Those questions help me realize what I've really thought about it. I've listened to other people's thoughts on it, different people's reviews, and I gave it a 9 out of 10, but that was like it was a great movie. The things with this movie, I have to give it 2 scores. Here I give it a 9 out of 10. You just let me give it a 9 out of 10, right? I had a few complaints. One of them is that Lois Lane, remember this is spoilers, Lois Lane knows who he is through the entire movie. Another thing is that he doesn't know who Lex Luthor is at all. The third reason is that he doesn't have his ice breath. A fourth thing is that he never changes into Clark Kent. He's Superman the entire time, wanted to become Superman. So I guess they did that to avoid the whole there's no phone booth thing, but they never explained how he's going to change in the future. Another thing is that he doesn't get his job at the Daily Planet till later, and it's kind of just like it's just like thrown in there. I haven't had time to search the origin story. I might just do that right now, edit it in, edit that. But right now, what my point is I have to change my score as a movie, as not even a Superman movie, and I just saw Superman 3 and stuff. As a movie in general, taking out all the if it wasn't Superman, if it was just a random hero thrown in there, it was a good movie. It was really good. It had it needed CGI because again, it's a Superman movie, or you would end up with Superman 3. Well, it wasn't that bad. I mean, there's some things I was just confused about, and and I was like, oh, now it makes sense. And yeah, Superman, Man of Steel, as a movie, as just a general movie, 9 out of 10. I wouldn't give it a 9. I'll probably give it an 8, like an 8.5 out of 10. It was the Superman movie with all the backstory, with all the lore, with all the history, with all the fans, with everything. I'm gonna have to give it like a 7 out of 10. I can't give it anything lower. I'll give it a 7. As a Superman movie, it's like a 7 because they don't explain enough. They left out things. They changed things. It's just different. There's also a point where he has a full-grown beard. Like it's not just like scruff. It's a full-grown beard. He walks into like something. I don't want to spoil it. He walks in, walks out. 2 seconds have passed, and it's just boom, clean shave. Not even like, oh, it's scruffy, he just cut it off or something. No, it's like a clean, fully done shave. Which, if you've seen, like, Gillette commercials recently, it's like, how does Superman shave? And I'm like, it's a good question. How did he shave so fast? Like, did he use his laser eyes? Did he just, break some metal and scrape it off? What did he do? Questions I need answered. So, as a Superman movie, it's like a 7 out of 10. A real movie, it's like 8.5 out of 10, 8.25-ish, in that region. Sorry, I just needed to change that. I've ever looked at this and I'm like, I was tired and I was like overhyped and stuff. And again, I'm not that big of a fan of Superman, but there's things that bug me because I know of Superman. Is the reason I think I ranked this high is because he was a pretty good Superman. So, I don't know if there was, what's his name? Whoever was in the Superman 3 movie, who was in the other Superman movies, not Superman Returns, but Superman, 1, 2, and 3, I forgot what his name is, but he's a good actor, and he played a great Superman. He was a really good one. The suit was amazing in this movie. It was a good movie. It was a good movie. Again, I can't, another thing that bugs me is that the Crypto storyline, they didn't even bring up Crypto, meaning they're not, since they did that, there's no way they can do that truthfully to the comics. Because, like, in the storyline, Crypto was in a pod attached to his that broke off, and they don't even bring that up at all. So I'm like, are they not going to go the dog route? Because that would be really funny and interesting, and it'd be a little thing for the kids. You know, it would have been cool, and then like, hey, Crypto, Ace the Bat Hound, blah blah blah, stuff like that, and you know, it would have been cool. It would have been a little nice little nerdy thing. I think we talked about it after the movie. I don't think it's in that video that we were talking before, because we didn't know it was gonna be in the movie. But you know, I would have been surprised. I would have been interested. I would have thought it was cool. Another thing is that someone brought up. I was watching a review and they were like, "Oh, this so and so happened," and they're like, "What if this leads to the Justice League?" And they're like, "This allows them to do something with the Justice League." I'm like, I didn't even think about it that way. I didn't even think about the Justice League. I was just thinking about like, how are they gonna fix that? It's gonna take a long time to deal with it, and you're probably gonna know what I mean once you see the movie if you haven't already. But I think there are a little bit of spoilers here, a little bit of spoilers in my thing. Again, if you like superhero movies, if you like you might want to give it a chance. If you like Superman movies, you might want to give it a chance. If you're a Superman fan, you might want to see it, but you're gonna be nitpicky about some things, and you're just gonna and it's gonna bug you a little bit. I'm not a big Superman guy. I don't know all the lore. I'm more of the Batman, Captain America, Marvel people. Batman's not Marvel, Batman's DC, but Batman's the one DC exception I have. There's a few things I know about Superman. There's a few things I know about a lot of characters, but Batman's like awesome and stuff. And obviously you see this, you can see I have Batman stuff here, but you can't see it's right there, it's behind you. Anyway, so yeah, you saw my scores. This is just a little spiel thing I'm gonna add at the end, which gonna make it like a 30-minute video. I apologize for length. I'm gonna check real quick what the origin story is, if it's even true to the origin story in this movie. But other than that, it's good. It's a good movie. I give it a try. Yeah. So, if you see me cut back and say a little thing, then I'm gonna do that. And if I don't cut back, then thanks for watching. Give the movie a chance, and I hope you enjoy this and many of my other videos. So, see you around. If not,